So now we will see the programming style and documentation we would like to follow in this course. So we will see the appropriate comments, the naming conventions of maybe methods or class or variables, proper indentation and line spacing, and block style. So when you are writing a program, at the beginning of your program, you should include a summary that explains what your program does, its key features, any supporting data structures, or any unique technique your program uses. So at the beginning, you may not need all the things, but maybe at the end when you are doing the project, this will come in handy. Okay. Also, when you are doing the lab, you should, or the programming assignment, you should include your name, class section, the name of the instructor and date, and a brief description at the beginning of the program. Okay. So the very important naming conventions. Okay, conventions means what is the usual styles that the Java programmers or any specific people follows in any specific place. Okay. So the first thing is choose meaningful and descriptive names. Instead of always writing int A, int B, int C, after a while you will actually forget what is A, what is B, what is C. Instead you write num1, num2, number of students, or number of courses. A little bit descriptive name so that you remember, or this is easily understandable from your code. So the variables and method names uses lowercase, and if the name consists of several words, you should concatenate all in one. Use lowercase for the first word and capitalize the first letter of each subsequent word in the name. For example, the variables radius, all small, and area, they are all using lowercase. And the method name compute area, here we have two words concatenated together. So the first letter of the second word uses a capital letter. Okay, and this is known as camel casing. Okay, so Java conventionally the Java programmers uses this camel casing method. Okay, next let's look at the next convention. Let's see the class name. So you should capitalize first letter of each word in the name. So if your name is compute area, you definitely must use camel casing, and also the first letter should also be a capital letter. In this way, using this compute area, when you have this compute area, this compute area, when you see it starts with a lowercase letter, you understand this is the name of the method. And when you have the same compute area but with a capital C, you will understand this is the name of the class. Okay. So after the class name, let's look at the convention for constant. So for constant, you should use all capital letters. Okay. So for example, this pi, and if you have multiple words, then you should concatenate with a underscore, because if you then write it together, you will not understand it, the separate words. So proper indentation and spacing, good news is since we will be using IDEs, either Eclipse or NetBeans or IntelliJ, this indentation and spacing are mostly taken care of by the IDEs. So indentation, you should indent two space for readability of the code, so your code can be easily readable. And the spacing, use some blank line to separate segments of the code. So you will see when I code, I actually put spaces. So when I take some inputs, maybe I write the sentences together, and then some calculations. So maybe I put one line, just blank line, so that I understand separately later. Okay, and the block style. So block, I have told you earlier that block means the starting of a curly brace and the ending of a curly brace. So inside everything is a block. So there are two types of block. One is called the next line style. That means after you write this, you start the curly brace from the next line, or it's the end of line style, meaning you start the curly brace right away. Okay, so it's up to you which style you will choose to follow, but keep in mind that whichever style you choose to follow, be consistent about it. Okay, that will be your signature style. So good luck for the coding that we will be doing in the next few classes.